All right, visionary leaders. So I get a lot of questions, specifically from younger leaders who are trying to figure out how do they move their organization forward. Maybe they've inherited an organization, they're just stepping into a leadership role. Maybe they've just been promoted as a manager. Maybe they're a pastor or an educator or in some other capacity, and they're just not sure, like, what do I need to know in order to really move this organization forward? You may have a mission, there may be a vision, but it's so old, no one can find it. It's probably somewhere in file 13 that you're just saying, you know what, our organization isn't living out whatever mission they wrote 10 years ago, so where do we start? Well, obviously, when you think about your organization, there's one key place that you want to start, and I want to give you just an entire framework that'll really help you organize your thoughts around how do we move this thing forward, right? So the first place that most leaders go is they go to this strategy component, right? And under strategy, you have your mission, you have your vision, you have your values, and you have your critical strategies, right? And you say, man, okay, this is where we're gonna start. This is the strategy component. We're gonna start here. And this is great. Like, this is a great place to start, but this is not first base, right? There's actually a place that you need to come before you get to the strategy component. And so I'm just gonna come back here, and the first place you need to start is, what are our stakeholder needs? This is the first place you start. Those people that I've been called to serve, those people that I've been called to lead, those people that I'm called to manage, what do they need? Like, what's going on in the community? What's going on in my organization? What's going on my team? What are their needs? And once I fully understand their needs, then that allows me then to say, okay, based off of your needs, now here's the mission, here's the vision, here are the values, here's our critical strategies, here's where we're gonna go. But you have to start with your stakeholder needs. This requires you to listen. It requires you to have conversations with people that when you first start an organization, you don't come in making changes right off the bat. Like, when you first come in, you want to hear the stories, success stories, and some of the struggles. What have we done well? Where are we? Who are we? And you have this conversation. What do the people need? Once you have clear understanding of what the people need, then we can devise a strategy, mission, vision, values, critical strategies that will meet their needs. After we have our strategy, the next thing that you want is you need to put into place systems. That's right, systems and structures, right? This is our governance. How are we going to govern the organization? What are our finances going to look like? What is our budget going to look like? What is our IT infrastructure going to look like? Our technology going to look like? All of this is a result of where we're going. And where we're going is a result of what do our people need. I want you to get this. So we start off with the needs, then we go to the strategy. Once we have this clear strategy, then we say what systems and structures must be in place in order to accomplish this mission. Once we have our systems and structures and we're moving forward, the next thing that we need is you know what it is, we need feedback. Are we going in the right direction? Are we meeting people's needs? Are we addressing the problem that we feel like we've been called to address? Are we being successful in reaching our goals and our objectives, right? And so your system and structures, your budget, your IT infrastructure, your personnel, your HR, your hiring, your best practices, all of these things down here, you then need to say, okay, are we moving in the right direction? And then once you know, okay, we're moving in the right direction, this again informs your stakeholder needs. This feedback says, okay, I hear that, I feel like we're headed in the right direction. Let me make sure, let me touch base with my stakeholders. Yes, we're headed in the right direction. And it just begins to perform the cycle over and over. And in fact, this is what we call the performance cycle. So if you're a young leader, not even a young leader, but if you're just stepping into a leadership role, a managerial role, and you're trying to figure out, where do we go? What do we do? How do we go? How do we do? This framework is really money in the bank for you. It's very clear. Start with listening to your people. Then get some of those people and sit down together and figure out where are we going? How are we going to get there? Then let's put the systems and structures in place. Let's make sure that we're moving in the right direction. Let's get feedback, and let's just let this cycle continue to repeat over and over and over again. Now, before I go, the struggle that many people experience is a lot of times when you inherit an organization, this cycle is going in the opposite direction. A lot of times people start down here with the systems and structures. They start with their budget. How much money do we have? And then how much money we have will determine where we go. It'll determine our mission. It'll determine our vision. Listen, please don't fall into that trap. Don't allow your budget to determine your vision. Vision always precedes resources. Say it with me. Vision always precedes resources. So start with your vision. Start with your stakeholder needs. Move to your vision. Then allow your vision to inform your structure, inform your budget, inform your hires, inform your IT infrastructure, inform everything else that actually is the operations of the organization. And then from there, move to feedback. If you follow this, I guarantee you, you'll be going in the right direction.